Hi, this is Mark from Altcoin Buzz, and we're going to take a look at Bitcoin today along with some of the altcoins that you guys asked about. And don't forget, we've got that contest going on with CoinGecko.com. This is what CoinGecko looks like. We're using it now instead of CoinMarketCap because, well, the data kept changing in CoinMarketCap. So this is a great site to work with. I love it. It's got all kinds of additional information that CoinMarketCap doesn't have, along with these rankings over here that you can see. And I also love the fact that when you click on a coin, you get all the information in one place, easy to scroll across right there in front of you. Now, what is this contest, you ask? Well, it's a great contest. If you go to Altcoin Buzz, this is the easiest way to get to it. Click on our Twitter feed and then find this post right here. Click on that and you'll be able to enter to try and win yourself either a Ledger Nano S, where you can store all your coins safely. Maybe you'll win the second prize of 1 Ethereum or the third prize of 200 Ripple. And don't forget to leave your comments below on the altcoins that you'd like us to look at when we've got some extra time. With that out of the way, why don't we look at Bitcoin? So we're on the Bitcoin USD 1 week chart. Backing it off a little bit, you know we do this every once in a while just to get the big picture. And you can see on the 1 week chart, we've got the two descending triangles here. We've got this kind of mid-term descending triangle that we've been watching, and then this long-term descending triangle. We've settled in on top of that mid-term or short-term descending triangle on the 1 week chart. We want to stay there. But we've still got this resistance that we're going to be coming up against on the long-term descending triangle. And we want to see how we react to that. You can see this light blue bar. We're going to be talking about that when we go down the 1 day chart, because that's a critical area for us right now. So now we're on the Bitcoin USD 1 day chart. And you can see we've got that blue rectangle kind of painted in there. And that's because this critical area is the area that we need to get across. That is really our area of resistance right now, this range. I know it looks like it's a large range, but you have to think of support and resistance areas as ranges rather than hard lines. This hard line here is a critical point that we don't want to pass back through. That we want to maintain as our support area. But for some breathing room, what we need to do is we need to come up across the top of this rectangle, call it $7,200, and use that as our support. Because all of this right now, like we've talked about, is just noise. This could just simply be another flag pattern, kind of an ascending wedge right there. And those ascending wedges in these down patterns can be very deceiving, because as we rise up, if we hit a critical resistance area, then we trend back down, continuing the trend that we're already in. So that's the area that we're looking at right now, is that $7,200. That's where we want to see as a rest of support, at least for the short term. Now, if we got up there and we consolidated a little bit, we might end up looking like something like this, right? Where we get some trading action, comes up, we do a little consolidation, we end up in a little triangle, which becomes our flag. Because we're coming into it from an uptrend here, would be a bull flag, which means that theoretically we could continue up. And then ultimately the next steps from here is we want to get above this trend resistance and above this horizontal resistance. Once we can do those two things, actually three things, I guess, get above the 72, get above this declining resistance line, get above this horizontal resistance line, then we could say we're back on a potential bull run, at least on a bull trend. This would be encouraging. This would be more encouraging, and this would be extremely encouraging if you want to look at it from a levels standpoint. If we break down and we get below this critical hold point, then all bets are off, and we may see something that looks a little bit more like this. But those are the key points that we're looking for right now. Okay, so let's look at IOTA. We've got this descending triangle here. This is our baseline that we broke through at about 93 cents. Not uncommon to come out of a descending triangle, and that's why we're so concerned about getting out of that descending triangle on Bitcoin, because the tendency is to break down below and continue the trend that we came into it with. You can see that we've got this rising price action now. The concern with that is that this looks very much like a cup and handle coming into this prior resistance at that 93 cents. Unfortunately, on a cup and handle, the tendency is that you might get a little bit of a price action up, but that you continue down, or you just reject that resistance level altogether and trend back down. A real quick look at the Ichimoku cloud. For those of you that are new to this is a great single indicator. It gives you a lot of information in one indicator. You've got a moving average here. I've got this set to 21. So this is a 21-day moving average. You can see that we broke across. This red line is a 50-day moving average. I've got it set to 50 days. So look at the last 50 days on a moving average. And that is now going to act as our resistance. So we at least have to clear that hurdle before we can even test this prior 93-cent resistance level. The red and green cloud is just a projection using the past data to give you an indication on the kind of forward outlook of the particular coin that you're looking at. As you start trading above those moving averages and start moving into the cloud then starts to become your support and resistance areas, and it will start tightening up and turning over to the green, which means that you're now in positive, more of a bull price trend. So on IOTA, you want to break through this resistance level that we're seeing on the moving average at 79.80 cents. Then the next level that you're going to be looking at is that 92.93 cents. If we reject that, then you're going to want to see if this 50-day moving average can act as support. If it doesn't, that may be an exit point for you to sit on the sidelines for a little bit, because your other support level that you have right now was this prior low, sitting back at that 48-cent level. So that's IOTA for you. Okay, so now let's take a look at 0x. We've got this baseline here at about 65 cents. We had this triangle, descending triangle, coming into the baseline. It looks like we've broken out. The encouraging thing about that is as you come into a descending triangle like that, in an uptrend, your action tends to be this way. And like you see here, we broke out of that. One of the ways that you can use to get a kind of price target as that's happening is take the top of your triangle down to the base as your measurement for the potential target that you're going to get to. In this case, we're looking at about 50%. So if we go from the breakout here of 50% up, then our price target is going to be at that kind of 103, 104 range, which you can see matches up pretty well right here with this support area that we were in before and your prior resistance. So we'll look at a couple other things, but that would be the area that I'd be looking for 0x to get to. If we look at the Ichimoku cloud, you've got that resistance sitting in there right now, kind of fighting against that 21-day moving average at 83 cents. And you're going to look to see if you can settle in there as support so that you can go back up and test this resistance area at 97 cents. So those are kind of the levels that you want to be watching for. If you can settle in where it's at right now and then start making a move up, then the outlook for 0x looks a lot better. So those are some levels that you can look at right now on 0x. That's going to wrap it up for today. I wish I could have gotten to some more coins. Unfortunately, I was pressed for time. I'll try and get to some more tomorrow for you. Please make sure you leave those comments below on the coins that you'd like us to look at. And don't forget to enter that contest that we have going on with CoinGecko.com. Also, hit the subscribe button, hit that alarm button, that little bell so you know when these videos pop up. And also, if you wouldn't mind, hit that like button so this gets shared with more folks around the space. Until next time, may all your trades be good ones.